Good morning, children. I'm Mrs. Matthews and I will be teaching you commerce. So, I have already taught you the first and the second topic. Now, I would like to share with you with the third topic. Beginning with the third topic. The third topic is sources of finance for a joint stock company. Now, when we talk about sources of finance of a joint stock company, first of all, I would like to tell you about joint stock company. What is a joint stock company? A joint stock company is an artificial person created by law having a perpetual succession and a common seat. Alright. Now, the joint stock company, when we talk about joint stock company, have or requires two types of finances, and these two types of finances listed in your book is long term finance and short term finance. Now, what are long term finance? Long term finance can be raised by issue of shares, debentures, retained earnings, loan from commercial banks, loan from commercial institutions or financial institutions. These are long term finances. Then short term finances. What are short term finances? Short term finances can be raised through public deposit, commercial bank, trade credit, customer advances, factoring, intercorporate deposit and installment credit. These are considered as the two types of finances related to joint stock company. Now, both long term and short term funds can be raised through two sources. These two sources can be owned fund and borrowed fund. Now, when we talk about of owned fund are, or you can say owned fund refers to funds provided by owners in case of a joint stock company. Funds are raised through issue of shares and reinvestment of earnings are own funds. Borrowed funds. When we talk about of borrowed funds are basically the funds raised through debentures and loans from banks, financial institutions and public deposit. These funds are repayable after a specified time. Now, as I told you that there are two sources of finance. These two sources of finances are long term and short term. Now, long term sources. Where are these long term sources of funds used? These long term sources of funds are used to purchase fixed assets such as land, plant, building, machinery, furniture and fixtures. Alright? Hope so this much is clear to you. Now, these long term shares, when we see in your book, the long term shares are being classified, or you can go through that. Long term finances can be equity shares, preference shares, retained earnings, debentures, loan from commercial banks, loans from financial institutions. Now, I would like to take today equity shares. Now, equity shares, when we talk about, the first thing I would like to explain to you, that is, what is a share? A share is the interest of the shareholder in the company measured by the sum of money for the purpose of liability and of interest. Thus, a share is one of the equal part into which the capital of a company is divided. There are two types of shares given in your book. The first is equity and the other one is preference shares. Now, I will explain you the meaning of equity shares. Equity shares, when we talk about equity shares, are those shares which do not carry any preferential rights of payment. Alright? They do not have any special or preferential right in the payment of dividend or in the repayment of capital. That means dividend on such shares is payable when they are profit and the company declares the dividend. Alright? Then second specific thing related to this is that dividend is payable after paying dividend on preference shares. Thirdly, in case of winding up of a company, equity shares are paid after all debts and preferential shareholders are paid in full. Fourthly, they have full voting rights and control over management. Then fifthly, these shares are being paid dividend as increasingly profit of the company. So these are the basic things which are being given in the meaning of your equity shares. Coming ahead, features of equity share. When we discussed about the features of equity shares, as I told you first point only, that these equity shares are being issued prior than preference share. These shares carry no preferential right. That means the payment is not at all being given earlier to them. First the payment has been made to preferential shares, then to these kind of shares. Equity share capital is repaid at last at the time of winding up of a company. And in the third point it explains that holder of equity shares generally enjoy voting rights. They have voting rights, they have control in the management. Now there are certain advantages and disadvantages. Briefly I would like to explain with that. The first advantage is no burden on earning. Alright? In no burden of earning, equity shares impose no burden on the company's resources because the dividend on such share is payable only at the discretion of the management. That means the equity shareholders, they do not have any kind of obligation to pay on fixed dividend. Dividends are payable only if the company has adequate profit. Alright? Then permanent capital. Equity share capital is refunded only at the time of winding up, not earlier. And then to the cases that whenever the company is winding up, earlier the preferential shares are paid, then all the other debts are being cleared and the leftover will be cleared or the claims will be met out to the equity shares. Then no charge on asset. Equity shares do not create any charge or mortgage on the asset of the company. That means the company is free to use its property for raising loans. Then sources of strength. A company with substantial equity capital command prestige in investment market. Its ability to borrow is high due to high credit worthiness. Then small and nominal value. The face value of an equity share is generally very low. Alright? And unlimited resources. Any amount of capital can be raised through equity shares. This was about the advantages from the point of view of company. Now from the point of view of a shareholder, what are the advantages on the point of view of a shareholder? Equity shares enjoy voting powers. Alright? Equity shareholders enjoy voting rights and they have full control on the management of the company. Then equity The liability of equity share is limited to the face value of the shares. Thirdly, the rate of dividend can be high in equity shares. Fourthly, equity shares have preemptive right. Such shares are called right shares. The value of investment in equity shares may increase. And lastly, shareholders are not required to pay income tax on dividend which they receive from the company. These were the advantages of equity shares. Now, moving ahead, disadvantages of equity shares. Now, disadvantages of equity shares: no trading on equity. On the point of view of companies, manipulation of control. Equity shares though they carry full voting right, they give rise to many undesirable, or you can say unfair types of practices. Alright. Then danger to overcapitalization. Basically, capital is raised through equity shares which is not refundable during lifetime of the company. Only at the time of winding up of the company it can be released. This is also one of the drawback for the company. Then no trading on equity. No trading on equity, it means that if a company issues equity share, it cannot obtain the benefit of trading on equity. The cost of equity shares is basically very high. Then fourth point says cost. When we talk about of cost, the cost of issuing equity shares is much more higher. The benefit of trading on equity is not available. Costly. That is why it is very much costly. Then inflexible. A company can not issue shares in excess of its authorized capital. Then from the point of view of investors or shareholders, there are other disadvantages. The first, it says perpetuation of control by few. Any new issue of equity shares has to be first offered to the existing shareholders. This is one of the drawbacks. As a result, the company comes to be managed by handful of persons. Alright. Then high risk. Equity shareholders sink or swim with the company. Dividend refunded of capital are both uncertain, whether it is going to be returned, whether it is not going to be returned, because firstly it has to be paid to the preferential shareholders and to other debitors. Then next, unhealthy speculation. Very often there is unhealthy speculation in the prices of the equity shares. There is more so during boom when the prices are rising. So that is all for today. I hope you have understood the meaning and everything of the chapter related or the topic. That is all for today. I will be giving you certain questions related to the topic which I have explained, that you have to do in sheets or you can do it in your fair register.